Okay, we are live. This is, what is today? October the 15th, 2020. And we've got a interesting topic today you guys, I believe, are going to really like. Improve your game. Oh, man. All these sports fans out there know exactly what I'm saying. And you high powered business individuals know where I'm going with this. So, we're going to talk a little bit about improving your game, ways to make yourself better, ways to uh, enhance your life, ways to be successful. Um, just about anything you can think of, we're going to go to. If I'm not sure, this is the first time I've tried this on YouTube live, so I don't know if you guys can talk to me while I'm on here or not. If you can, do. If you can't, that's okay. Anyway, first of all, I know most of you are probably asking, just what do I do to improve my game? How can I improve my game? I've been trying for years to improve my game. So let me give you some insight. So, in my letter today, and by the way, uh, to get my weekly digest, go to www.astepabove.life, Life, and subscribe. $39 a year or $5 a month. If $39 is, you got a question in your mind, whether or not you're going to like it. Anyway, I think you will. I've been doing it for 11 years. So far, everybody has liked it. But anyway, uh, in my weekly digest today, I discuss improving your game, and I go through some different aspects and things that would help you improve your game. I will touch on a few of those things. Um, Most of what I touch on is going to be aspects of life that I've encountered, things that I've done to improve how I've lived and how I've been successful in certain areas, and some areas I wasn't successful in. You never can tell. Probably 90% of the time, you're not going to be super successful. 8% of the time, you'll probably be moderately successful, and about 2% of the time, you will actually be what most people would term successful. So here we go. First thing I want to get off my chest here. What is a human being but a private soul hiding behind a public mask asking for a little understanding? Yep, that's Robert Brault. I got one of his sayings off the internet. That's absolutely true. We all have a facade, something that we put up to show everybody else. And then there's the real us that's inside. Uh, some people have related that to being a little child. I understand. You have the public you and you have the private you. Now, those of you that have known me for years know I say all the time, I'm the same everywhere. Pretty much that's true. Whether I'm at church, I'm at a business meeting, I'm sitting around the house, I'm with a bunch of people, I'm out to eat, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty much who I am. However, we all, including me, have a non public face. That's their own thoughts, our own thinking. I don't mean that publicly I have a facade that I put on. No, I'm pretty much what you see is what you get. Sorry about that. But anyway, I do have private things that are my private things. That's just me, my internal thoughts, my feelings, how I perceive or think about things. Uh, I go through a list in my digest today of things that will help you improve your life. And they're pretty simple, 4 basic steps. But what I find is that people may do one step and they get stuck on 3 of these. They may do 2 of them and they get stuck on the other 2. You can get stuck in life on thinking everybody's out to get you. So that's your perception in life. Oh man, everybody's out to get me. I just don't know what I'm going to do. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, on the job, my boss, blah. Oh, my coworkers. At church, they don't pick me for anything. They always pick so and so, and I don't know why she gets to do that, and I don't get, I'm getting real here because you all know you've had thoughts like that. How come on the baseball team, my son didn't get picked as the whatever? My daughter didn't get picked when she was playing basketball to be the, whatever. See, life is not about people out to get you. Life is about how do you respond, not react. How do you respond to what happens to you in life? And I've got a lot of examples, but I'm not going to use all of them. Take me years. One person can say have an injury or a problem, and it causes them to limp. And they start talking about, oh man, I won't have to get a cane. Oh, life is so terrible. I just can't believe. Oh man, everything's against me. God's against me. Life's against me. How come I have to have this problem with my knee and I can't hardly walk and get around? How come? I don't know if any of y'all have ever done that. Then there's the other person, same or similar type problem. They can't hardly walk. Their knee is really acting bad. They probably should use a cane, but as long as they can walk on their own, they won't to. And you don't hear much out of them until one of their friends or somebody says, hey, how come you're limping? Oh, well, no, I really want to know why you're limping. It's just, don't worry about it. No, I really want to know. Well, what happened is, something happened in my knee and the whatever you call that thing, the capella or whatever. I don't know. Something with my knee, and so it's causing me to limp. But I'm doing okay. How come you don't ever say anything? Why should I? Why should I say something? I don't want to make everybody else feel bad or worse, feel sorry for me because I can't get around as good as I used to. I just do like I've heard for decades since I was a little kid, grin and bear it. That really makes a lot of sense because you're responding in a positive way, your body actually starts a healing process. How do I know this? Because I went through it. For 2 years, I had to drag my left foot behind me. I had a time getting up the steps because we lived in a 2-story home to go to bed. Sometimes I just slept in the chair downstairs because it hurt too much to try to get up the steps. Did I use a cane? No. I put on those fabric braces that you can buy that are hidden beneath my pants. I didn't park as far away used to. I would park toward the back of the parking lot because that was my exercise. But when my leg started acting up so bad, I parked closer, but I still wanted to exercise my leg because I didn't want it to get weak. We all either react or respond. React, and you know what happens with a reaction. That's not good. Explosive. Think about chemicals. Reacting. It's not good. So we can respond to a situation in a positive manner. And back to my story. After 2 years, I kept thinking, of course I prayed because I'm a Christian. I used the braces every day. I took different vitamins and herbs and stuff, such as glucosamine. I did things as naturally as I could to improve that because I didn't want to have some kind of drug that would perhaps deteriorate the bones further so that I would, always be like that. But I slowly, after about a year, started getting better. I started getting better when I went to church. They were having a healing meeting, and I believe in prayer and I believe in healing. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to this and have them pray for me and everything. So I probably should have been more positive, but anyway, we did. And a group of people were praying for everybody. I prayed for other people, and then they came to me and I told them, I said, well, my leg's been bothering me and it's creating difficulties for me to walk. I'd just like y'all to pray for God to fix whatever the problem is. Well, they laid hands on me and they prayed for me. And I did feel warmth. And some people are going to say, I already know, oh man, if you had that many hands laying on you, I bet you did feel warm. Okay, I felt warmth in the area in my knee where the problem was. And they had their hands on my knees, on my back, everywhere. But I felt warmth, and they finished. They must have prayed, oh man, 15 minutes over me. And then they finished, and I thanked them for praying. And my wife said, well, how do you feel? I said, well, I feel a bit better. Well, from that point forward, every day I felt a bit better. In fact, in less than a week, I didn't have pain in that leg anymore, so I didn't need to take any pain killers. The pain was pretty bad. Within a year of that prayer, every day I was getting a little bit better, a little bit stronger. Started parking my car a little bit further back when I went out to eat or went to church or somewhere. Within a year, I was walking pretty much normal again. Okay, some people will say, oh, well, it took a year, so you weren't healed. Well, you can believe that, and that's okay. My body did help heal itself, but I think prayer initiated the healing process and helped it to get going again. What's that got to do with success? Well, if you let anything, emotionally, physically, psychologically, financially, if you let things get you down and you dwell on them, yes, you're going to have serious repercussions from that, because your mind takes what you think, not only what you say, what you think, inculcates that into your being and produces what you are thinking or speaking. Look it up on the internet. It's scientifically proven that is a fact. If you think sickness, you're going to get sick. If you think health, you can pretty much stay healthy. That's the way it works. That's the way your mind works. Your mind works to produce what you want. Somebody's going to say, I don't want to be sick. I understand. I'm just saying your mind is going to produce what you think about. If you're negative all the time, if you complain all the time, if you go into yourself about some event that's happened in your life and dwell on that event, you will shorten your lifespan, or what you may have a long lifespan compared to other people, but it's going to be a miserable lifespan. Being positive is not some stupid idea that, I've heard a lot of people, all these positive thinking people, what's wrong with them? Well, what's wrong with them is that they're like God created them. We are supposed to react. No, we're supposed to respond. We're supposed to respond in as positive a manner as we can. Does that mean you're going to always be up? Nope. You're always going to be out there. Hey, let's go. No, you're not. That's not the point. The point is being positive in how you interact with other people when you're going through stuff that's really could be devastating to you. And yet you are still you, how you've always been. I've heard of people that have been very positive most of their life, and an event happened and they turned negative until the day they died. I understand. They went inward with their grief or their sorrow, whatever it was that triggered this, and they never came out. I don't know if they didn't have a support system, somebody that loved them and cared for them to encourage them. You need people that will encourage you. No, I forgot who said that. No man is an island. That's absolutely true. We all depend, whether we want to admit it or not, on interaction with other people because God made us social. So to improve your game, you do need to be socially interactive with other groups of people. We all like to be around people that think the same as we do. However, if you're around people that reinforce your negativity, those are not the people to be around. If you're around people that's always putting down somebody else or another group or whatever, that's not who you want to be around. It'd be better to not be around anybody than to be that way. Look for the positive in whatever group or person that you have issues with. Look for the good side, not the negative side. Anybody can find negative. Man, we're all full of negative stuff because we're not perfect. But years ago, I don't even know when, I will say in my 20s, maybe earlier than that, I read a book, and in the book, this, and it might have been Zig Ziglar. I'm trying to remember now. Anyway, the author spoke and said, if you find yourself in a conversation and you're bored to tears, think for a minute. Why? Why are you bored to tears? Then start asking questions that are not yes and no answers about that individual. Say you're talking with somebody and you are thinking, oh, please, somebody save me from this conversation. I can't, please. Well, instead of doing that, which I understand if you've had situations like that, instead of doing that, start, because this other person obviously is going on and on and on. Maybe ask them a question like, you mentioned that you were from Colorado. What is it like out there? What did you do? You diverted the conversation to something that could potentially be interesting. Well, if they loved where they're from, oh man, you're going to get every positive aspect about Colorado, where they lived, who they interacted with, what the stores were like, the restaurants, what kind of things they did, sports, activities. They could go on, and you're going to learn a whole bunch. So it's easy to get bored with conversations, but it's easier to get that person talking about things that interests them, and because of their passion, it will be interesting to you. Also, when you talk to people, whether you're standing or sitting or on a sofa, lean toward that person, not, I mean, don't bend yourself double, but just lean toward them. That shows that you are interested in their conversation and them. This is improving your game because they will say, wow, I really enjoyed talking with her, or I enjoyed talking with him. He was interested in what I had to say because people like mostly talking about themselves. That's great. As they talk about themselves, you can learn other information and gain knowledge that you never knew before. When I do my seminars and stuff, and if there's some on occasion, uh, the parents have to bring their smaller children, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, sometimes 8 or 9, because they don't have a babysitter, but they want to come to the seminar. This is usually at a church. So on my breaks, which I take about every 50 minutes, I will stoop down if I'm able to stoop, stoop down low as I can, and talk to the little kids. They'll come up to me and I'll stoop down to talk with them because I'm on an eye to eye level with them. So I'm not way above them. And I'll ask them these same questions. Sometimes they'll ask me stuff first and I'll talk a little bit, then I'll ask them something. I have gained substantial wisdom from talking with these little kids. I've improved my game by talking with little kids. You can learn from anybody. You can learn from the most boring person that you've ever encountered if you will just ask questions that will help pull them out and talk about something that is of interest to them. I talk a lot. However, I have 2 ears and I listen way more than I talk. When I get a chance to talk, I enjoy it because I like talking. I love conversation, and that's called dialogue. Two people. Sometimes there's more than that, but a monologue is it's pretty boring, because if you have one person that dominates the conversation, everybody else eventually loses interest, no matter how interesting that person is. But when you can interact, and that's what I like. When I do my seminars, I don't just talk, I interact with those people that are there, whether it's a small group or a large group. I interact with them. I ask them questions. Why do I do that? To engage their minds and find out their passion. Because people will let you know what they're interested in, and they'll let you know how they feel about just about anything. Well, anyway, I need to wrap this thing up. Remember, always believe in yourself, believe in your abilities. As my parents told me ever since I can remember, you are capable, able to do anything. You can achieve any dream that you have. Anything. Now, somebody made a comment the other day on one of the videos I was watching, and I understand what they were saying. He said, now, if you can't run, you're not going to win a marathon. Okay. What if you practice? If your body is not equipped You can run and practice all you want, and you'll do better, but you may not win that marathon. I thought you could achieve any dream you achieved improving your body. That's good. If you don't go to school and study the medical arts, you're not going to be a brain surgeon. I'm just telling you. There are people that wanted to be brain surgeons, then they got into it and found they didn't have the skills. Their, what is the word? One of you is going to tell me. In other words, their innate ability was not such that they could be a brain surgeon, but they might be a good bone doctor, an orthopedist. So you need to find out what you're good at and focus on what you're good at. Don't focus on what you're not good at. That's, I don't want to say it's a waste of time. It's a waste of your energy. If you're good at something, focus on that and improve that so you're the best at that. If you're not good at something, then you're not good at something. That's okay. Everybody is not good at everything. That is an erroneous, misleading, debilitating idea that you can be good at everything. You're good at something. What is it? What if you're a good cook? And you're thinking, well, cook, that's not really, I could be a chef, but is that really all there is? I don't know. If you're really good at it, wow, you could be awesome. An awesome cook, an awesome chef. You could be fantastic because you love doing that. But because your perception is, well, that's, I don't think in my family that wouldn't be a profession that my family thinks I ought to do. Who cares? I know you care because you want to please your family. Your family doesn't have to live inside you. Your family is going to be gone at some point. Are you going to work for 40 years at something that you hate because your family wanted you to? No. Do what you feel passionate about. 10 years down the road, maybe your passion changes. That's okay. We all grow, we all mature, we all develop different skill sets, different feelings, different perceptions. That's okay. However, what are you passionate about now? Think about that. What are you passionate about now? Are you willing to do whatever it takes, whether it's get a degree, whether it's practice physically, whether it's taking courses, whether it's reading books, whether it's listening to audios and watching videos? What are you passionate about? And you can take some action to improve, enhance, embellish that passion. Improve your game by taking action on whatever it is you really want to do. That's it for today. Remember to go to my website, www.astepabove.life. And, man, go on Amazon. Get my new book, A Hard-Oiled Mystery by J. Wesley Booth. It's right there on Amazon. You guys can get that and read it. Next time I see you, maybe we'll have more to talk about. Thanks a lot for joining me.